We're out here in Salt Lake City near Johnny Stockton over at the basketball game. Where'd you learn those tricks with the basketball?
Yeah, you know what's funny is I was way more concerned with being an and one player than I was about being like an actual efficient basketball player and scoring points and stuff. So I know how to spin a ball on my finger and do like dribbling skills better than I know how to actually play basketball. But yeah, that was my sport, man.
This is the Schmo with the Pro. He's the fourth ranked UFC Bantamweight, the Sandman, Cory Sandhagen in the flesh. We just finished UFC 307. How we doing?
I'm doing good, man. I was here doing just guest appearance stuff, having a good time in Utah, and yeah, it was fun.
You were here scouting maybe an ex potential opponent between the Bautista and the Jose Aldo fight?
I was hoping that Aldo would win that one, obviously, because Aldo is just a giant name. I don't know how everyone scored it. I kind of feel like Aldo lost it himself by just taking too much time against the cage and not really, like, he's lost like that before. Like, what are you doing, Aldo? Like, everyone wanted you to kind of win that fight, you know? So the Bautista fight, I don't really think that he got a lot of stock in that one. Like, the boos were real bad in that one, unfortunately, but he beat a legend, so good on him. But yeah, I was crossing my fingers it'd be Aldo because there's really not a lot of other people for me to fight right now.
And now there's not a lot of juice because that fight, it just didn't go the way a lot of fans wanted to see it go.
Exactly, you know. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in a tough spot right now, dude. Like, everyone wants to see me and O'Malley fight, and now he's getting a surgery. I don't really know the story of how long that's been going on or if it happened in the fight, whatever. It doesn't really matter to me, but me and O'Malley is like the biggest fight that you can maybe make right now in the division outside of the title fight, maybe even in the UFC. That's one of the best fights for that the UFC can make. So O'Malley, I wish, would just quit acting like a troll, like he won the last fight. He got dominated, and fight me. What are you doing?
Well, would you wait for him? Because he just had this labrum surgery October 3rd. But would you wait for him, or how soon do you want to get back in action?
I told the UFC I wanted to come back in December, but there's no one to fight. They're doing Figgy Yan right now, so those two guys are off the table now. I wouldn't wait till July. I want to stay active. I don't know why he wants such a long layoff, but that's what happens when you have your first loss, you know? So, yeah, I wish he'd kind of... They should do me and O'Malley in April or March for a big main event somewhere.
Hey, everybody would love to see that.
Absolutely, you know, like, yeah, there's no question, man. That's the only fight in the division that's like the most exciting fight. If he wins, he could maybe fight for a title afterwards. If I win, I think I'll definitely maybe be fighting for a title after that too, because they'll probably try to do Merab and Umar, would be my guess, in February or something, because I know that Umar does Ramadan, and I know that it will be kind of a long break for him if he didn't do it before then. So that's what I'm hoping for, man.
What's the biggest thing you learned when you reflect on the fight with Umar?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give away too much because I do believe that I'm going to fight Umar again, but I learned that I can grapple with the best of them. You know, I think that the strategy that I had in the grappling department was a really good strategy, so I was proud of that. I need to focus a little bit more on my striking, clearly, because the last couple of years has been be one of the best grapplers, because grapplers, you know, they're kind of the guys that do the best. So I'm going to really dial in my striking coming up, and I'm going to defend shots and start hurting people bad on the feet again.
That's what we all like to see, but you foresee Umar going through Merab Dvalishvili and being new and being the champion of the Bantamweight division?
That's a tough one, man. You know, on paper, Umar is a much better striker than Merab is, but also Merab makes his striking work. You know, the same way that we saw a couple of these other fights play out today, like, you don't really need to be the best striker in the world to, like, beat people, you know? So, yeah, I honestly don't know with that one. That one, to me, is a coin toss. I think that they're both very good, and, yeah, I'm excited for it. I hope that they do it soon. To keep the division moving, man. I want to keep this division moving, keep it exciting, keep it one of the best divisions in the UFC, and keep giving me like the best, hungriest guys, you know.
That's what we like to see, but let's go back to UFC 307. Let's talk about the main event, Khalil Roundtree and Poatan Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira stopped the man in the 4th round, maybe the early rounds. Pretty impressive work from Khalil Roundtree, but then that jab caught up to him from Alex Poatan Pereira. He slowed him down. He got that finish.
Yeah, I had him 2-1 going into the 4th. Dude, Pereira is so good, man. Like, the adjustment that he made, because I knew that the being open stance or fighting a lefty might take away his hook, which it did, so that was good on Khalil. He did a great job blitzing forward, landing his left hand, but Pereira just made such good reads, started scoring his jab, and then when you're a big guy like that, bouncing around the outside of the cage with someone pressuring you like that, if you're not going to wrestle the guy, you're saying that you're going to move for the whole 25 minutes, and when you're 205 pounds, that's a tough ask of yourself. So good on him for doing as awesome as he did, but Poatan's got to be one of the best. Like, we were just talking about it. He's easily, I think, the biggest star in the UFC right now. He's an animal, has probably the best career in 2 years that we've seen out of anyone in the UFC. So good on him, man. He's crushing it. He's inspiring, that guy.
Biggest star, maybe the best striker. Anyone else come to mind as best strikers in the UFC?
I think me and Sean are some of the best strikers in the UFC. Definitely some of like the more unique, athletic, exciting styles to watch. So, if that fight don't happen, it's going to be another situation where it's not me not making the fight happen. I feel like it was the same kind of thing a couple of years ago when I was like dying to fight Dominic Cruz, when Dominic Cruz was doing really well and really active. And man, I get bummed out when these fights slip away, and I'm a little bit worried that the O'Malley fight's going to slip away because he's the guy putting the pause on the thing.
Hey, but maybe it makes sense for you to go back to work with Justin Gaethje. He's a couple days away from resuming training. He took the 6 months off. Maybe he's that training partner that you both get in camp together for at the same time. Just an idea. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, I'm excited for Gaethje's next one too. I don't really know who it's going to be or what it's going to be, but yeah, excited for that one. Me and him are both working with Trevor, of course, so I cross paths with him a lot more than I used to. So yeah, I'm enjoying getting to know Gaethje a little bit better, working with Trevor and doing all that. And yeah, they'll probably try to maybe throw Kamaru and Gaethje on the same card because I know that they like fighting on the same one. Maybe they'll throw me on there too. So.
Wouldn't it be the first time that Trevor's got 3 guys that he's cornering? He would do that with Rose too.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, it's yeah, man, I just want to fight, dude. It's like such a bummer that O'Malley's getting his surgery now, and he's just. That's the fight that everyone wants to see, and I'm afraid it's going to slip away, but it won't be my fault. It'll be his.
Can only control what you can control.
Definitely. So I've still been training, man. Like I said, I'm adding some really cool striking things into my game. I know that I can grapple with the best of them now, or at least get my ass up when I do get taken down. So, yeah, I think that I'm, even though the last one, I could have done things a little bit differently in order to
Should have done the pedigree. Should have landed it, Triple H style.
Next time. It was there too. I gave my back. It was there. I should have, but yeah, it didn't feel right at the time.
But you looked good until it didn't.
Yeah, just a couple small fixes in that one, and then that's a different fight. So, yeah, man, no one bounces back from a loss, I think, better than I do. This is like my life. This is what I've committed to. Training is really the only thing that I find interesting in life. So I'll be back a better version, and hopefully it's against an opponent where it could be a real big fight and I can just showcase my skills like I always do.
We certainly love to see it. Could we get a final message for all the Sandman fans out there worldwide?
Sandman's in a holding pattern right now, but the second that they tell me or there's someone available to fight, I'll be hopping in there, and man, I can't wait again. I had so much fun in the last one, even though it didn't go my way. I had a year off from that one, so man, I'm pumped. I feel like I'm like kind of racing the clock a little bit too, just being 32. So yeah, I want to get my career going. I want to fight back to back to back, and I want to juice this thing,
The Magic Johnson year. He's the pro. I'm the Schmo. Salt Lake City. We're out.